Hi, I'm Zaman Coker, Trinidad and Tobago national beach soccer goalkeeper, and you're watching Scoreboard on Axe 25.
Welcome viewers, welcome to Axe Television Network and welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9. It's always a pleasure to be in your company, and tonight we're going to be talking beach football. And I mean, you're supposed to know that by now. This weekend from the 7th to the 9th, big international beach soccer tournament, Turtle Beach, Tobago. And tonight we have a couple members of that organization who will be here to tell us a bit about what's going to be happening over the weekend in Tobago, and also some interesting news where they are now looking to get coaches more up to date with the sport of beach football. As you know, beach football is a bit different to the regular football. But first of all, let me introduce the big time goalkeeper, the Trinidad and Tobago beach soccer goalkeeper, Caledonia AIA goalkeeper, Zane Coker. Zane, it's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Always a pleasure to be here, man.
And I have the man himself, Kyle Likwai, holds two hats. He's the president of the Beach Soccer Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and also the president of Bago Sports. That is the organization that's going to be hosting the beach soccer at Turtle Beach this weekend. Kyle, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
This weekend will be the 5th anniversary of this beach soccer tournament at Turtle Beach. 5 years in operation, something has to be going right.
Yeah.
Take me back a bit for those who might be late. How did this all started up?
Well, back in 2010, we decided to have our first beach soccer tournament in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. We were in university in Washington, D.C., and we went down to Virginia Beach to play in this tournament. It was on the sand, it was exciting, it was fun. We were footballers, so we said, why not go and play on the sand? We had a great time, and after the tournament, we said, this is something that could work back home. I mean, we're surrounded by water, we have a lot of beaches, we have a lot of talented players. And right now in Trinidad and Tobago, people believe that playing beach soccer is just putting two sticks on the sand and running up and down and sweating. But they didn't realize that there's a structure and there's actually a World Cup and that kind of thing. So we were saying, well, in order to get people accustomed to the sport, let's start a tournament and introduce it to Trinidad and show them the structure, how the game is supposed to play. And we started in 2010. We had about 8 teams, one from Antigua, one from Barbados, just kept it regional.
At Turtle Beach, right?
At Turtle Beach, right? And we invited Brent Sancho to bring a team from Trinidad. So Brent Sancho played, Leonson Lewis played, Darren Lewis played. So those were some of the guys that were there the first year, just to get us that kickstart to introduce the sport to Trinidad and Tobago. And from 2010, it just grew, because the first year, the prize money was 15,000 TT. And then the second year, the prize money was 10,000 US. It just, from that first year, we just got great support from THA, and they wanted to see it grow. So the following year, we were able to invite teams from USA, and they brought players from El Salvador, guys who played in the World Cup. And from that, we said, okay, let's see how we could continue to grow. And we just started expanding. We got teams from Brazil the following year, teams from England, Switzerland, Guyana, and now this year, well, I have to tell you, we have some big teams and big players coming in for the 5th anniversary of our tournament. And it'll be a very exciting tournament because the players from Trinidad and Tobago are going to be playing on these various teams.
Okay.
So they will be getting...
Yeah, I understand. You're not going to be having a Trinidad team.
Right, so what we've decided is that we don't want to mix the tournament before we're doing clubs and national teams. So we're trying to focus the event to be a club-based event.
Yeah.
So we're only getting club teams to participate. So we can encourage now clubs from Trinidad and Tobago to enter, as well as bringing clubs from around the world who could bring international players onto their team. So because last time Jamaica came, but that meant all the players were from Jamaica. But now Switzerland is coming with a team this year, but they have 2 players from Tahiti, a player from Spain, a player from England, a player from the US. So we're able to get more players coming into the country to play the sport and expose Trinidad and Tobago to how the game is supposed to be played.
Okay. Now, if we go back a bit to 2013, how successful that last tournament was?
Last year?
I know that's the one that Trinidad won.
Yes, last year.
Right?
Trinidad won last year.
Right.
Correct. That was an exciting tournament. The national the national team did really well. They played against Miami in the finals, and they beat Miami 3-1 with some phenomenal goalkeeping by Zane Coker, I must say, who went on to win the Best Goalkeeper Award and the tournament MVP. So he...
There's some big team going to buy him this year.
Well...
Speculation.
I see people a big thing, you know, if you want to see who team he playing with, we have to come to the tournament.
I mean, he's at liberty to say who he's playing with tonight, you know. I'm not going to burst the bubble, but I mean, I think it's great for our players to get that kind of invitation to play with these international players. And it's exciting to see last year our Trinbagonians won on home soil, and it was the first time in the tournament that a local team won.
Okay.
Previously, Brazil won, Americans won. So we actually kept everything in Trinidad and Tobago last year, which was a great accomplishment for us to show how the players have developed since the first tournament in 2010 to 2013. So this year is going to be pretty exciting as well.
Is it as how this tournament is hosted in Tobago? Not much about beach soccer is being played or spoken about in Trinidad, because look, this is a huge tournament. It's been running for 5 years. I mean, look at the teams from the different countries. Once Brazil is in beach soccer, we know that the tournament is large. But you don't hear, you're not hearing much about this tournament.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
You're hearing much about it in Tobago.
Yeah.
Right, than in Trinidad. I mean.
No, well, for the past few years, as I said, THA has really pushed the initiative to support the event in Tobago, really wanting to expose sports tourism to Tobago, as well as sport development. So, I mean, a lot of the focus was directed to Tobago and developing Tobago and developing their sports tourism industry. The marketing for the event is done throughout the internet and online, that kind of thing, but in Tobago, there's a special, I don't know, like alarm that goes off in Tobago in his mind.
That's what I'm, because
November
I was speaking
coming.
to this guy last night, Clayton Clark. Right, and there is a sort of excitement in Tobago. You know, people looking forward to this beach.
Yeah, I know it happens like so. Last month, people say, "Hey boy, November coming up, you know, big tournament coming up in Tobago." So they know it. So now that we've captured that Tobago base, right, we're now looking to see how we can get the Trinidadians involved to come across, because we'll be trying to figure out what is the best way to get the Trinidadian entities to come across to Tobago. So we looked at the teams. Do we invite teams to come across, bring supporters? You know, do we go on all the TV stations, which we've done before? We went on TV stations on the major networks and tried to promote it in Trinidad. But
has that been successful?
I mean, it's been successful to a point. We've gotten exposure. So teams have come across from Trinidad. Supporters have come across from Trinidad for the tournament. When the Brazilian team was here, the beach was full. There was no space to sit. There was no space to stand. Trinidadians who were in Tobago heard that Brazil was there. Trinidadians who were in Trinidad heard that Brazil was there, and they jumped on flights to come across. That weekend was a mess to get flights. And that was an amazing experience. So we know that we can get people to come across, right? But we don't know how impactful the direct marketing is to get the people to come across. We see people coming across, but we don't know if they're coming across because of the marketing that we did, or is it that there was a word of mouth from someone else that brought them across. But we are getting Trinidadians to come across the past couple of years. Previously, no. But we want to boost up the advertising in Trinidad for next year, so we can possibly have, you know...
Let's bring on this Brazil team.
Yeah, but I might use Zane Coker name, and that might get real people to come across too. You know?
I get more girls coming. But let's talk a bit about the venue. Is the venue sufficient for this tournament, or you all, as it grow, might have to be looking for, you know?
Yes, I think the venue right now, it's at capacity. You know, as I said, last year, the year before, we had so many people down there that there's only standing room because all the bleachers were filled up. Hopefully, you know, with the assistance of THA and continue to develop this sport and tournament, that we can get a permanent location where it would not just be tournament in November, but a league running throughout the year, you know, different tournaments like Easter Cup, a Christmas Cup, that kind of thing. So we can have a stable place to play the sport. and have permanent beaches, because every year we have to turn the beach into a venue.
Yeah.
Right? So our approach hopefully next year is let's turn a venue into a permanent place where we can continue to
When you
play.
say you have to turn the beach into...
Because we have to provide stage, bleachers, lighting, all the different infrastructural things that need to be added to the beach. Whereas if it is that we get a stadium location where we have the lights there, the bleachers there, that kind of thing, we don't have to incur the cost every year.
Yeah.
Because every year we have to build up and break down. You know, but if it is that we can build up once and keep it up and have that development going throughout the year, I think it will also help with the development side of the sport for Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. Zane, before you start the field, we leaving you. Last year, you were the MVP, right?
Yeah.
You all won, right? They ain't giving you a chance to repeat. So they dismantled that team. You want to share with us who you'll be playing for this year?
Before we go to that, we go to that, last year was a great experience for the guys. I mean, we played only one tournament after the beach soccer qualifiers, which was last year, the World Cup qualifiers, which was in Bahamas. That actually opened the eyes of the players to exactly how big this beach soccer thing is. We took it upon ourselves, we went to the tournaments and stuff, but last year when we went to this tournament, I mean, with the management and the staff that we had, which was phenomenal and amazing. I mean, we had Suarez was the coach at that point in time.
Yeah, the Brazilian.
You know, yeah, the Brazilian guy. And Astorga was there as well as the American, right? And these guys really pulled the team together. And I mean, at the end of the day, after hearing these people talk, it's like we were Brazilian. They felt that passion to win, right? We went out there, we gave it our all, and we came out victorious. I mean, no limiter where we could succeed and where we could take beach soccer, you know. For this tournament now, after having a great tournament last year, I know the national team was supposed to go as a club side. However, that didn't pull off as planned. So what the players decided was to play with the other teams that were here, that were coming to the tournament. So a lot of players got called for different teams.
For the foreign teams?
Yeah, for the foreign teams, yeah. The national players, per se.
But that should say a lot, because, I mean, it shows you that Trinidadans, we have quality players, because, I mean, a team from abroad ain't going to pull a man just so if there is not word out there that about his, you know, his skill-wise or, you know, how competitive he is.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. Trinidad on the whole, where talent is concerned, we rank among the best, where talent is concerned, you know. So teams coming down, they see us play before, they know what we could do. So they pull players to different teams. I mean, last year after playing with the national team and winning all those tournaments, winning the MVP and the best goalkeeper, we also won the most goals for the tournament. That was Makan Islop. So these guys got pulled over to other teams as well.
Okay.
Chadapu and McDougall, they both went across to Switzerland.
Okay.
Just this year for their league. So they were over there and they had a phenomenal season.
So we have beach soccer players playing.
Yes, we have at the moment we have two players playing abroad. That's Chadapu and David McDougall. These guys, I mean, they took it to the next level. They got the opportunity and they took it with open arms. This year, because of that tournament, Miami United, that's Miami United FC, they actually called me up and asked me to play for them after they heard that Trinidad wasn't carrying a team. So that worked out good in my favor. I mean, you're talking about you're playing with guys who have full experience, years in the beach soccer industry, playing at the highest level, playing for clubs, playing for countries. I mean, and for me to get an opportunity to play with them, that will only make me now embark my knowledge playing with them and the experience playing with them back to the national beach soccer team. I mean, what else could we want?
So you told us on national team who you're playing with. Being a professional playing for Caledonia, I mean, you had to get permission to play in this tournament. How? Because I know that when you are a pro, you're not allowed to play in certain tournaments. So how does this work out for you?
Well, I mean, it's more or less the relationship you have. You know,
because I guess Caledonia not going to have any games this weekend.
No.
Okay.
Caledonia actually plays. We have a game tomorrow night, and after that the league goes on a break for the CFU.
Yeah,
right? And getting permission to go on the beach soccer coaching course it was just fall into place where the tournament was coming up one time and playing as a national beach soccer player, playing in this tournament. I mean, it's just how you approach your club and stuff, and yeah, that went out good.
Okay. Kyle, in what areas you feel that there is still work to be done, not so much as for this tournament, but actually building beach soccer as a solid foundation?
Well, one of the problems that we have is because...
And you're affiliated to the TTFA right
correct,
now?
yeah, we are member of TTFA. One of the issues that we have is that geographically, Trinidad is very difficult because to get to the sand, to get to the beach, it takes a while to get to the beach, whereas in other islands, 15, 20 minutes, some of them are on the beach, and the beach is wide enough to actually set up a permanent structure for people to train and play. Right now, the national team, we train in Chagonas in State Park, right, on a sand pit that was built many years ago, but it's not up to date in terms of the sand is not the best sand to train on and that kind of thing, but we have to make do with that. Maracas Beach is the next location, but in Maracas Beach it's so crowded and so populated that if we have national players taking shots on goal, we have kids walking, parents walking, so it's not a safe environment for national team to train. So our problem right now is trying to find locations where we could develop sand pits, right, throughout Trinidad and Tobago so people can play. Because we have a team coming to the tournament, Real Unity. They're from South.
From deep south?
Yeah, Real Unity Sports Club, yeah. And they want to train, they want to play, but they have nowhere to go. So our goal, hopefully, is to get some sand pits strategically located throughout Trinidad where people could have access to go and play, go on the sand and just get some training in, start little small leagues so that they can play on a continuous basis. Because even our national players, they don't get to play on a continuous basis because there's nothing in place as yet with regards to a league or a venue. So our goal for next year, after qualifiers, because qualifiers is March the 29th.
That's the Beach Soccer World Cup.
Qualifiers.
Yeah. When is it?
March the 29th to the 5th of April in El Salvador.
Okay.
Right, so for us to try and accomplish that by March is a kind of a tough ask because we have to focus on the development of the national team.
But you all will be taking part?
Yeah, we'll be taking part in the CONCACAF qualifiers. But coming out of that, we would like to get some venues throughout the country to try and encourage more people to play. Yesterday we went down to Crown Trace. Saturday we went to Crown Trace, and Crown Trace played in the beach soccer tournament in Chagonas last year. They won it, right? Yeah. So we went down there to see the program, see what they're doing, and they're interested in the beach soccer as well, right?
But what do they train on?
They play on grass, right? They have a grass team, but they have guys that like the beach soccer, want to get more involved in beach soccer, but they're in Chagonas. So they were showing me a location on the field that they can actually have a small sand pit where the guys can play and train and invite teams to come and play. So that is our goal for next year, to try and get some locations for people to play.
Well, I know we need to take a break. When we come back, I want to touch a bit about the coaching course that you all are hosting, which starts tomorrow, Wednesday the 5th.
Yes.
Right, so we're going to touch a bit about that and still reflect some more on this tournament that's coming up on the 7th. Remember, viewers, Beach Soccer, Turtle Beach, in fact, starting on Friday at time?
12.
At 12 and goes right through the weekend. Come out, jump. It's how much? $100 to go on the boat. Jump on a boat, man. We're taking a break. We're coming back just now.
Yeah.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on Axe 25. Remember, we are talking beach soccer with Kyle Ikwai and also the talk of the tongue, the big international saying Coca. And remember, the beach soccer is this weekend in Tobago, Turtle Beach. Yeah. Kyle, you all are really trying to develop the beach soccer and teach, coaches and people who are interested in the sport, the technique of beach soccer, because as I said in the opening, it's a bit different. It's much different from, it's a lot different because when I saw the tournament in Chagonas, I realized how different it is and how many, it's done. Tell me about this course that is starting on Wednesday the 5th.
Okay. Well, CONCACAF, in conjunction with the TTFA and the Beach Soccer Association, decided to host this CONCACAF coaching course in Tobago from these Wednesday to Friday, right? CONCACAF, they know about the tournament in Tobago, so they saw it fit to have this coaching course tie into the tournament, so that coaches can get the classroom work, but then also on the Friday, get some kind of practical work by looking at the teams that playing and making different assessments and going back in the classroom and analyzing what they saw on the pitch. Yeah. So this course is open to interested coaches from the different members associations, different regional associations of Trinidad and Tobago, to encourage.
As it beat soccer?
No, well, like Northern Football Association, the Southern Football Association.
Oh, so it could be any coach?
Yeah, the TTFA sent out an invitation to all associations, all regional bodies to submit coaches that would be interested in participating in the course. And CONCACAF would be bringing down all equipment, balls, the goals that we would need for our development going forward, that kind of thing. So we have some of the players as well from the national team doing the course, because we think that it's good for them to go back into their various communities and impart that knowledge as well. So we're excited about the course, and CONCACAF is really excited about it because they've been running us down for the past 6 months to do the course here. They went to Belize, Guadeloupe, Dominican Republic, Virgin Islands, Panama, and they say that they have to come to Trinidad and Tobago because they know that we've been doing a lot in the beach soccer for the past few years, and our tournament here is the biggest one that they know about in the region.
So this tournament in the beach is the biggest in the region?
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to ask you, what are the feedback you will get from CONCACAF? How do they regard this tournament, in comparison to the others that they host?
Well, right now it's in high regard because the CONCACAF instructor that's coming down for the course, he's staying all the way through till the end of the tournament. Right? The referee standpoint, we have local referees that are doing the refereeing for the tournament this year. They were there last year and the year before, but they were under the tutelage of US and international referees. Now this year it's all local referees that we're using because they gain that knowledge. Now we were in the CONCACAF qualifiers last year in Bahamas. All the referees at the CONCACAF qualifiers were from Central America. There were no Caribbean referees in the World Cup qualifiers. So we were saying if we can develop referees as well, there's another avenue for Trinidad and Tobago to get some development and exposure on the beach soccer. So our referees now can be considered to be used for CONCACAF qualifiers next year, because CONCACAF will be here to see that our referees are doing a great job in the sport. So we're just looking for different avenues to show CONCACAF that Trinidad and Tobago is ready for beach soccer, and we're ready to put on a good show, and our players are now getting invited to play all over the world, and we're the first country in the Caribbean that has achieved those accomplishments in beach soccer.
Will we be seeing something like this in Trinidad in the short term?
Yes, as I said, the issue with Trinidad is location. We would love to have a beach soccer tournament here in Trinidad, but for me, in Trinidad, I think having a national team tournament would be great to kickstart the thrust in Trinidad and Tobago, because I'm looking at Trinidad and Tobago versus US, like a 6-team tournament. So Trinidad can say, wow, Germany here, Jamaica here, Trinidad here, let's go and see this thing in Trinidad. And because I know Tobago really wants the sports tourism and the clubs, they want to hold on to that side of it. But on a national team level, I think Trinidad could have a great tournament here. That's something we want to do next year. And from there on, I think many avenues will open up to expand and develop.
Okay. This year tournament comprise how many teams and from where?
All right, so this year we'll have 10 teams. Right? We'll have Canada coming for the first time. They won the Virginia Beach tournament this year. Miami United is coming this year.
That's the inside.
Yeah, that's the inside. We have 2 teams for the first time coming from Colombia. Colombia has a strong beach soccer league, 7 years running. And the team that won the league the past 4 years, they're coming. No, sorry, the team that won, they won all 7, sorry. But there are 4 Colombian national beach soccer players on that team coming to Tobago for the first time. And another team from Colombia that came 3rd in the league, they're coming as well for the first time. So we have 2 Colombian teams coming in. We also have the Swiss team that's coming with a world selection. They're coming with 2 Tahiti players, 1 from England, 1 from Spain, a couple Americans, and a Jamaican. And a couple local players make up that squad. And then there's a second Switzerland team that will be participating in the tournament. Right. Then we have Guyana. Guyana is bringing a club team to participate. A lot of the national players, but they're coming on a club team. And then we have the local teams. We have Real Unity from South, Crown Trace, and then we have a team from Tobago as well. So we're looking at a 10-team setup, 2 groups of 5. The top 2 teams come out from each group, and then there's semi-finals and finals. The third place team, 2,000 US. Second place team, 3,000 US. And the winners take home 15,000 US.
15,000 US?
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah. Well, Zane they won it last year, so he
I was going to say something.
Coming good, coming good.
All right, tell us, it starts on Friday at what time?
It starts on Friday at 12 o'clock.
And that's what the
group stages.
The group stages.
Yeah, it starts at 12 o'clock.
12 to?
12 until about 8 p.m.
Oh, because you all have lights.
Yeah, we have lights there. Saturday is the same setup.
12 to 8.
Right, and then Sunday it's 2 p.m. till about 9 p.m. because we want to do the finals at 8 o'clock on Sunday, right? But I also want to add that we have a kids clinic on the Thursday, right, at 4 p.m. where all the international players will come down to the beach and they will run sessions with the kids and give them jerseys, balls, and that kind of stuff, and take pictures and give them certificates of participation, that kind of thing, to encourage the younger players to take to the sport. So it went really well. We've done it every year, and the kids, they love it. And on the day of the tournament, they're the best ball boys that we have because they come down there and they enjoy the weekend. So we have a great atmosphere down on the beach. Last year when Zena they won, fireworks going off. So those guys they had a good time. And we really like to encourage people to come and see it because when you come the first time, you experience it. We've always had people coming back since they see the first time. Boy, when you're doing this thing again, boy, when you're doing this thing again, boy, we had so much fun. And one year we had the Brazilians. They came and they were dancing samba on the sand. So the Trinidad go in and say, well, if all they could dance, or they feel always the only people who could dance, or they dancing samba, we dancing soca. So there was a dance off between the Brazilian players and the local players. So the beach soccer fraternity is a nice camaraderie because it's a small unit. They all know each other, and they all try to promote each other because they can play in various leagues throughout the year. Yeah. So Zane can go and play in Switzerland next year, and then 2 months after that he can be in Brazil playing for Botafogo or Flamengo, that kind of thing. Because the contracts for beach soccer is short stints. So you fly across.
How long is a season? In
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
Yeah, 3 months. So as you said, Chadapu and Dominic McDougall, they were there. They played in the tournament last year. The Swiss team saw those guys. And they asked for the 2 players to come across to play in their league. And McDougall went across there and he was the leading goal scorer for the Swiss club in the 3 months that he was there. Right? So they now touting him to come back next year. Now he's looking at options. Should I go back to Switzerland for 1 more year and then go to Italy next year, the following year, that kind of thing. So it opening some doors for us. And for them to acknowledge our players from the first year to now, because I tell you, the first couple of years we get some serious licks. But now we're showing that we could run on the sand with these guys, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. We're just getting our guys to that level.
Where would you like to see beach soccer on the whole, maybe in the next couple of years? Where at what point you want to see?
I want to see us in the World Cup next year, July.
Well, how far are we off from
Portugal.
when you look at the performance of the Trinidad team in their first appearance, right? I mean, I guess they have learned because our players now are getting exposed to contracts abroad. How do you see Trinidad and Tobago performing the next qualifiers, which is in June?
March 29th.
And that's just around the corner.
Yeah. So we were just talking about this on the way here. Getting that experience in Bahamas, was an eye opener, because it's only when the tournament was finished we realized, wait, boy, we could really run with these guys. We were in a group with Canada and Mexico. Mexico defending CONCACAF champions, right? Canada has played in every beach soccer tournament since they started beach soccer in CONCACAF. And we are the newbies on the scene. And the group, because the group was 3 teams, we ended up playing Canada twice. And the first time we played Canada, whoever won that game between Canada and Trinidad would have been in a good position to come out as the best second place team, right, to go into the semi-finals. Mexico won the group, obviously, and we had a chance to be the 4th team to go through. And we had to beat Canada. We were beating Canada, and at the end of the game, Canada came back and they beat us 8-5, right? So that knocked us out of qualifying to the next round. right? Canada had a slim chance to go through. We had to play Canada one more time because we had to play them twice, and Canada was playing for everything because they needed to beat us by a significant amount of goals to qualify to the semi-finals, and we were playing for nothing but pride. You know, we beat Canada 5-0 in the second game. Unbelievable. The coach can believe how it is that playing for nothing, like nothing at stake. You know, just in that, that's your pride. You beat Canada 5-0.
Well, it's a tournament that they have no first prize. So.
You understand? So, but after that, the fellas really believe, wait now.
Yeah, they
You
could
know,
do,
we could really do this thing, you know, and if we could just focus and get our act together, we could really qualify. So now, there's only 2 spots from CONCACAF for the World Cup. This year, 16 teams from CONCACAF entering the Beach Soccer World Cup qualifiers, right? So we really have to, from the start of this tournament, all the way till March, our boys will be preparing for these qualifiers. And if we qualify, we go to Portugal. So that's where I see this in the next year. I want us to qualify for World Cup in Portugal in July and be the first team from the Caribbean to qualify. So hopefully the girls qualify, all right, as the first women's Caribbean team. We want to be the first men's Caribbean team to qualify for a FIFA World Cup.
You know, what is interesting here is that the only time you'll be able to really see new talent is in this tournament when you actually play on a beach soccer turf.
Yeah.
Outside of this, how difficult is it for you all to assess how good a player is when you only have this one venue in Chaguanas? And I'm sure that between now and the qualifiers, you're going to be looking for new talent.
Right, correct.
You know, how difficult is that?
It's difficult because we have a small pool to pull from. But the tournament in Chaguanas last year, you know, opened our eyes to some new players, like the Crown Chase team that looking to come this year, the tournament. So now those players want to get a chance to play, so they were going to come out, and if we have a screening session, you know, it's open for persons to come and try out. And the other teams that participate in that tournament as well. UTT also has a beach soccer tournament, but they do it within these schools, right? They held one in June.
They say within the school.
Like the campus, like the different UTT campuses.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? They have a beach soccer tournament that they have. And they
What surface?
On the sand, right in Chaguanas in State Park.
Okay.
Right? And they held it in June, and then they're doing another one in the middle of November.
Yeah, so I guess you always send some scouts
So,
there.
so we're going to go down there and see, well, some of the players from UTT and those different campuses playing in the tournament, you know, is there a chance for any of those guys to get an invitation to come across and play or try out for the senior team? So the pool is building slowly, and those kind of tournaments is what's going to help us. But this tournament in Bago is really the test to see, because the team from Barrackpore, Real Unity, they're coming across as well. You know, hopefully some of the guys do well, and the national coach sees them at the tournament and invite them, and Crown Chase as well. So we have, this tournament is the one to measure, but there are some smaller ones that are available for the coaches to see some new talent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zane, how you got involved in beach soccer?
To be honest with you, I think it was more of a hasty, right? They were looking for, well, beach soccer World Cup qualifiers was around the corner. And I went up to Maracas Beach just on a random day, just up on the beach for just a breeze out Sunday. And the national beach soccer team was there. They were on the beach and they were training and stuff. And I think it was Kyle actually came over to me, and he was like, hey, hear about this player, Zane Coker, goalkeeper. What do you think about coming and play for the national beach soccer team? I mean, at first it was more of a brush off in terms of beach soccer. Come on, I'm a professional grass player in Trinidad and Tobago. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll come out and train with the team and see how things go, all right? And from there, it was no turning back. From there, it was just going out there, training hard. I mean, they get carried away with the fact that, okay, it's just beach soccer and you're playing on the sand and it's easy and totally different.
No, well, I realized that because when I saw the tournament in Chaguanas, I remember for that tournament, I think rain fell, and more or less the surface was kind of flat.
Yes.
So in the early stages, the ball could have easily been played on the ground.
Right.
But as the sun
Turn up.
turned up,
Yeah.
I realized that that ball, you have to have condition.
Yes.
Because the ball has to be in the air at all times.
Yes.
You know, I realize it's a very difficult and demanding sport.
Yes, it is. I mean, the players who play on normals, once you have a good first touch, and you could raise the ball pretty well, and your control is spot on, it's easier for that player rather than the player who could run fast, or because the sand is not really about who could run fastest. Is plays and his techniques and
you could run fast, but you're running with all the ball.
Well, yeah, most of the movement is off the ball because the ball you make the movement, the ball come to you, right? And that's how you get the opportunity to score. It's a phenomenal thing if you really get to know the sport and get in depth of it. It's great. It's amazing. Acrobatics is fun. Is enjoyable. It's beaches, sand. It's Trinidad culture. I mean, it's no limits.
You should tell about his first day he showed up for training.
The first day I went to training, I thought, okay, yes, you're playing up at a professional level. You're fit, because I was fit. Well, to me, on the grass, I was fit, yes, as a goalkeeper. Yeah. But playing on the sand at that point in time, the first day I went out there was horrible. It was the first session, because we were training twice, a double session on the Saturday and a double session on the Sunday. That's how we were training leading up to the World Cup, right? And the first session I went to, which was a double session on the Saturday, the first session was pretty good. I mean, no problem. That was perfect. The second session in the evening was hard because your legs tired, you know, your body looking to cramp up, pressure. The Sunday morning, that session was actually the breaking point. Because after that session, I could even train the Sunday evening. Legs gave out totally.
And you was fit, right?
And I was fit on the grass. Legs gave out totally. As in, we talking about cramping, I can even eat. Abs cramping, back cramping, arms cramping, everywhere cramping.
So it's a whole different sort of training to differ from the actual grass.
Yes, it's a whole different muscle movement, muscle workouts. You have to be a lot fitter on the sand because it's only 5 players. Right? You play with a smaller field, a slightly smaller goalpost, 5 players, rapid movements. You're always on your legs, no time to rest. You're talking about this is a constant thing for 12 minutes.
It's like a grass game where
No,
the goalkeeper can have time to idle, you know.
And the goalkeeper in beach soccer is actually like the midfielder in a game. That's the brain box of the team. The goalkeeper starts the plays, he still have to make the saves, he still have to keep the team together. The goalkeeper is the person who actually is the engine room. Right? So it's a lot harder on our goalkeeper rather than the other players, even though the other players have a lot of work to do as well. Right? And in beach soccer, things like getting red cards, when you get a red card, your team plays short for 2 minutes. That is hard because we actually went through that when we was in Bahamas. Right? Having to play with 4 players on the field against top teams in the world, especially like teams like Mexico. I mean, even though they didn't score within the 2-minute period, you get so tired running down the ball trying to defend that when you do get that extra player, it's like you're tired, you know, you're physically exhausted.
What sort of experience you got from that first outing at the World Cup qualifiers?
I mean, it was great. The experience, the exposure, the atmosphere, everything was professional-like, right? We went out there, I mean, staying positive, thinking that we can qualify, right? And it's only after the second game we realized that, wait, it's not hard after all, because we have the talent, right? We have the attitude. It's just to go into the game and put everything out on the field. Right? So we went out there, we trained, we played. The first game, we played in Mexico. That was the first game just because that's actually just the first time we played together as a team. Because we didn't have that exposure from before. We played against Mexico. Mexico won the game 9-1. Okay, cool. We went to the second game and we lost to Canada. But after that, we had to play Canada 2 times again. One for seeding and one for the next the cup game, the league, the group stage. And we beat Canada 5-0 in the first game and 4-3 in the second game. Right? And from there we realized that, okay, yes, we can't compete at this level, so why not just take it to the next level and compete? Okay. And that's what actually spearheaded the victory for us in Tobago for the beach soccer tournament last year.
Well, we need to take another break, but when I come back, Kyle, I want to talk to you about support, because when anything that you bring new to Trinidad and Tobago, there's always the critics, there's always a lack of support, but to keep it going, I mean, you have to keep it going. So we'll touch a bit about that, on that. Viewers, you are viewing Scoreboard on Act 25, and we are talking to members of the Bago, Bago actually, beach soccer tournament, which will be going to be held this weekend at Turtle Beach. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hi, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm George, host of Scoreboard, your Tuesday night sports program on Axe Television Network. Catch me at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Remember, Scoreboard, real sports, the news, the views, the interviews. Or you can log on to www.axe25tt.com. Remember, Scoreboard, right here on Axe Television Network. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard on Axe 25 as we get closer to the end of the program. Kyle, beach soccer still is in its struggling stages, right? It seems to be more popular in Tobago than in Trinidad. Support, what kind of support? Because yes, the THA is on board for this tournament, but 10 foreign teams, because I mean, even if every team comes from Trinidad, you have to consider them traveling. Traveling, exactly. Right? It has to be a huge undertaking, right? Lights, stands, the works, because you don't have a permanent structure. Corporate Trinidad and Tobago, are they on board? Is it difficult? How do they see the sport?
Well, previously we had some corporate involvement. I mean, the first tournament that we did, we basically were trying to get someone to buy into what we were doing to give us that kickstart. And the arrangement that we had is Sagico sponsored the first year, the full event for the first year, because you know we needed to get that kickstart for people to see what we're trying to accomplish. And when Sagico gave us that boost, they supported us. You know, THA took up the mantle and became the head sponsor for the event, and basically took ownership of the event and put it on their calendar of events every year. So when you look at the calendar of events for Tobago, right, for tourism, our tournament is on the calendar of events. And every year we've gotten some corporate entities coming on board to support this particular event in Tobago. But sport company, THA, TDC, they have really stepped up and taken the mantle on supporting the event. Our approach is to get corporate Trinidad and Tobago more involved in it. So we're looking at ways to increase the visibility of the event, making it more marketable to corporate Trinidad and Tobago. So this year we are working with different entities to try and see how we could do a nice final production product, so we can put it out there so people can see what the event is about. Because corporate Trinidad might hear about it, but they might just think, as I said, the mentality is, oh, something on the beach, they're just having a good time. But when they see the quality of the event, that's a way for us to really get the corporate entities to buy in. So that's our focus coming out of this year, to really get that corporate buy-in for next year by having a good production and a good showcase of the sport for going forward. Within Trinidad, it's been a little bit different, because in Trinidad our focus was the national program. So the first buy-in came from TTFA with Mr. Tim Key and Sheldon Phillips gave us the opportunity to join the TTFA, to become a member, and supported us when we went to the World Cup qualifiers with regards to getting the Ministry of Sport and Sport Company to get our team to go to qualifiers. We also had a sponsor, Miscellaneous Marketing. He came on board. He provided sponsorship for us. And what's the interesting thing about beach soccer is that the national team kit is the only sport that the national team kit can get branded. So we went to the World Cup qualifiers with Sport Company on our chest and Miscellaneous Marketing on our pants. Right? No other senior team can do that. Right? So that's another way for us to promote the sport to sponsors, that they can get branded of the team when we travel to go to any international tournaments, except the World Cup, because FIFA said we can't go into the World Cup with any branded, but any other tournament, CONCACAF level, international friendlies, any cups around the world, that kind of thing, we can get branded. So right now we're working on a marketing strategy, a marketing plan. We have a guy on board with us putting together a proposal to try and push the guys, because from this tournament to March, we really need that support, because as you saw, it's very difficult to try and get to that level and focus on the goal at hand, where we don't have the resources in place to get to the end goal. So our focus is after this tournament to try and get the corporate entities to see what we're trying to do, come on board, and get the players to also sell the product. Because going up on the beach in Maracas and training, I think, is a great way for people to see the team. The team is visible, because one of the issues with Chagonas, it's hidden. So it's very difficult for people to say, oh, the beach team training in Chagonas. Like, where is that? So we need to go to places where they can be seen, so the public can know about what they're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. And I think in that regard, we can get some more buy-in from the corporate TNT.
Okay. How ready are you all for this tournament over the weekend?
Everything is pretty much in place. All the teams start arriving from Wednesday. The Colombians, the Swiss guys, they all arrive Wednesday. So we have things in place in Bago for their arrival. Infrastructure and everything will be put down by Wednesday or Thursday. And then the CONCACAF course starts on Wednesday. So it's a lot of things happening at the same time. But because as we made it all the way down to South to come and talk to you about the event.
I appreciate that.
We have a hectic schedule, but we said we had to come on Scoreboard to give you guys an idea of what we're doing. And things are pretty much in place. We have all the what do you call it, not just the infrastructure, but the setup at the hotel, Turtle Beach Hotel, with the conference room to do the course. The teams know that they have cars to pick them up, buses, maxis. So it's a lot of behind the scenes work, but we were able to pull most of it off, and it's just to erect the venue now, and that starts tomorrow, the structure part of it.
Right.
So we are ready. It's just the players to perform now.
Take me through the 3 days. It starts at...
Okay, on Wednesday is the first day of the CONCACAF course. It starts at 9 a.m. with classroom work at Turtle Beach Rex Resort in the conference room. And then the instructors go out on the beach and they give them some practical work to do. And then they come back in. So that's going to be, the schedule is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but each day they're touching on different topics of the sport. So the first day is more of understanding the rules of the game, right? Understanding different tactics, like Brazil plays a different style to England, to plays a different style from Spain, right? And even though it's 5-on-5, there are so many different formations you would believe for teams to adopt, and what style best suits Trinidad and Tobago, because we have talented players. Do we play 2 in the back, 2 in the front? Do we play 1-2-1? So what style is conducive for Trinidad and Tobago? So those are different things that they would touch on, and then they also want to touch on the drills, so the training, like what drills that these guys can do, right, on their own or in their communities, to help them develop the basic skill sets to do well in beach soccer. So even if we have training, Zane could run a session, or Chad Apu could do sessions, and the guys all on the same page with the training and development. And getting certified is a big thing for us. We want to get these boys certified so that we could use them now to push the sport in different communities, but also, who knows, maybe they might get called up to go and coach in Grenada, coach somewhere else and expand their coaching knowledge of the game after they finish playing.
I saw them fellas who ain't playing for 2 teams because he can't go nowhere because he locked down with Caledonia. So, But and okay, that's the coaching aspect. Friday now, the first stage starts at 12.
Right, starts at 12 o'clock.
Right. How many games you looking at?
We're trying to get the teams. Each team is going to play. It's two games on Friday because there's 2 teams, 2 groups of 5. So each team has 2 games on Friday and they have 2 games on Saturday. So at the end of Saturday, they would know who's going into the semi-finals on Sunday. And I can tell you, on Sunday, it's real vibe, real music on the beach, which is one of the great things about FIFA. That you have to play music during the games, otherwise the game can't play.
Oh, it's something like, okay.
Right, so they're encouraging that kind of fun atmosphere, fun environment. So there's going to be plenty goals.
So if Corin gone,
Huh?
Can't
Well,
play no football.
rhythm section.
Okay,
Right, on the road, we jamming.
yeah.
Right? So when you think about beach soccer, it's great is that there's plenty goals, right? But he might think that's great, but I think it's great that beach soccer have plenty goals, but then they have plenty saves too.
Yeah.
And it's just excitement. So when you see a game end up 10-8, you know, the crowd is actually into it because the field is small and you're seeing plenty goals. Now, we all grew up playing small goal, but sometimes a small goal game can play the same amount of time and they end up 2-1.
Yeah.
But now you're just seeing goal, big saves, bicycles, you know, volleys. So it's real exciting. It's really exciting. Like, you can't even leave to go and get anything because you know you're watching action. You know, so we like the environment. We like the atmosphere.
Okay. The price structure again? What's it?
Right. So the first place team gets 15,000 US. Second place is 3,000 US, and the third place is 2,000 US.
And you have individual awards, right?
Individual awards that Mr. Coker won last year. He
I have two.
Yeah, two awards.
MVP and best goalkeeper.
Yeah, he won an all-inclusive stay at Turtle Beach for a weekend. You know, for two. I don't know what he did with it, but
But you still have it. You saving it up.
So he probably might win again this year, so you get 4 days. I don't know what he's trying to do this year. You know, but maybe have individual prizes and those big prizes for the teams. You know, so hopefully that those teams could come down and have a good showing. But the thing is, everybody said they're winning it, so I don't know how they're gonna split out that winning prize if every team winning it. Yeah.
Well, from the teams that is coming, any team that you feel might have the edge?
My team.
All right, okay, all right.
My team.
His team.
Yeah.
What I heard today is that they're bringing in 4 Brazilian players to join Zane on the squad for the Miami team. So Miami is coming with US-based players,
Brazilians,
4 Brazilians and a couple of Trinidadians. So I think they have a very good chance to win it. But Tobago has a very good team too with Mac and Hislop. You see David McDougall. They come with a Tobago-based team.
Okay.
Right? So all the fans are going to be behind that squad because that's home. You know? And they have good players and they have heart and they basically, half of those guys won the tournament last year. So right now they're training on that Turtle Beach, which is different kind of sand from what the guys in USA and Europe playing on. The sand in Tobago deeper, right?
It's thicker.
It's thicker. So, and the sun is a different kind of sun in Tobago than those guys get now there. So when the Swiss guys reach down here and they have a 2 o'clock game against Tobago, right? We'll see football. I'm telling you, we'll see football.
Zane, closing comments.
Basically, we're looking at beach soccer at an international level, right? Going out there, when you think about the teams like El Salvador and Costa Rica, USA and Mexico, these teams play year-round. They always enter in some tournament somewhere, you know, and I think it will be very, very vital and very important for us as the Trinidad and Tobago national team to get that sort of experience as well. Whether it be bringing in teams to Trinidad and Tobago for little weekend tournaments or whatever the case is, or just that bit of experience playing with at that level, or heading outside for a little weekend tournament somewhere worldwide. I mean, it's important that we get that bit of experience to at least compete and take on or even beat the top teams in the world. You know, so it's vital that we get that kind of support, we get that kind of sponsorship at the end, you know, so that we could keep going forward with something that I think Trinidad and Tobago have the culture for.
Okay. Kyle, take the last few minutes to invite Trinidad and Tobago, tell them why they should come to this tournament.
Well, this tournament is the biggest of its kind in the region, and we believe that in our 5th year, it's going to be the best event. We have top teams around the world, top players, and even our local players showcasing the sport. It's going to be high-flying saves, acrobatic shots, music on the beach, jet skis. You know, it's an atmosphere for everyone. So we have children coming out there, we have kids clinics, and we have international players. And it's going to be fun, sun, sand, and soccer. So we hope to see people coming out, supporting. $100 on the boat, $300 on the plane, but the vibe will be real nice. And we like to encourage Trinidad and Tobago to continue to look out for beach soccer because it is a dynamic, growing sport. And we have some of the best players in the region from Trinidad and Tobago. So look forward to seeing everyone this weekend.
I know something we didn't mention yet, and something Trinidad and Tobago people like. The admission is free.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Trinidadians love that.
They love that. They love that. They
Yeah,
love that.
so
I love
yeah,
it too. I love it too.
yeah.
That's why it's free.
The admission free.
Yeah,
Well,
admission is free.
Kyle and Zane, let me take this opportunity to wish you all a successful 5th year. Well, actually, if I will be there to bring
Yes,
the
yes,
highlights.
yes.
We were
Thanks for
supposed to be
coming.
there last year, but things didn't work out. Well, I wish you all great success as we look forward to the qualifying rounds in 2015.
Yes.
We hope that we can see a league come out from beach soccer, because I think it's something that once a league, a venue could be allocated,
Yeah.
and I think it's something going to catch on with the young people. I can see something like this growing in schools, you know,
they're most
right? Definitely, I can see this growing in schools. So I really hope you, I want to wish you all the best, and we look forward to great things coming out from this association. Again, thank you all very much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Well, I don't know if you'll be the MVP this year again, but it's a new team you're playing with, so we have to adjust.
Definitely the same goal. Definitely the same goal.
Okay, the same goal. Well, viewers, you have heard it, and we invite you. You still have time. The event starts on Friday and ends on Sunday at the Turtle Beach in Tobago. Teams from the wide region, international players, top-class players. A sport that is something to me is like T20 cricket.
Yeah.
It's never a dull moment in beach soccer. It's excitement, music, good crowd. So take the boat, take the plane, come out, admission free. So you only have to look for one set of money. Your traveling money and your food money. You don't have to look for admission money.
And accommodation.
Accommodation. You can sleep on the beach.
You can sleep on the beach as well, yeah.
Because when the football finish at 8.
Yeah, there's
right?
activities all night.
Right, you can sleep on the beach. So you have no excuse. So be at Turtle Beach this weekend for the 5th anniversary of the Bago Sports
Beach Soccer Championship.
So we want to thank these gentlemen for traveling all the way to San Fernando. We know they are busy. Can you leave for Tobago tomorrow?
Yes, leaving to Tobago
Right,
tomorrow.
so we appreciate your appearance here, and we look forward to a successful event this weekend. Be viewing a repeat of this program tomorrow at noon, and also tonight at 5 minutes past 10, FCB Cup Finals, Central FC versus Northeast Stars, right here on Act 25. See you next week, same time, same channel.